Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in LOTRO, and Miss Medrielle is continuing to enjoy the Midsummer Festival. Now, we're going inside the banquet hall because we were asked to help out. Hello, who are you?
Can I speak with you a moment?
Welcome, Medrielle. As an honored guest, the High King and High Queen have requested your presence at their wedding banquet on this most momentous midsummer day. Once the ceremonies have concluded, you have been given leave to mingle with the other attendees. It seems quite a few of them desire to speak with you. May you enjoy the banquet and remember this night for years to come. Well, I have to admit, after doing it the first time, I actually mostly do remember most of it. Alright. And look at all of this. Hello.
What more could I ask of one who has done so much?
What more could I ask of one who has done so much? King Aragorn to Elessar smiles at you. My words fail me, Medrielle. To be united with my love at last brings me greater joy than I thought knowable by men. Even so, I must address my people and my honored guest. Such is the duty of a king. I would offer a toast to all in attendance this night. Would you quiet the tables that I might speak? Okay. So we need to shut everybody up. And we need to do this 14 times. And if this is like any other banquet, I don't know how good it's going to actually do. Why do I have to stand on the table to do this? This isn't the prancing pony. You shouldn't be climbing all over the table. Oh, we're halfway there. Got a very polite little... I guess it'd be kind of rude to for me to just stand in the middle of the room and go, "May I have your attention, please? Your king would like to speak. Can ya shut the hell up?" Oh, hi.
Those two hobbits insisted this be called a banquet for some reason or another.
The hobbits insisted this be called a banquet in honor of one or another chieftains of theirs. I'm a little unclear on the details, but it seems to have something to do with the number and variety of foodstuffs available. Medrielle cast a weary look at her benchmate, Earith, who has been muttering constantly for the duration of the wedding feast, and glances disapprovingly at Galathyr, who has launched upon a long discussion of the various spices flavoring the many courses. Come, let us inquire with the hobbits. They seem to be amusing fellows, and I would lord more of this land of theirs. Okay.
Long into the night, the folk of the city made merry and celebrated the union of King Elessar and Queen Arwen.
Hello. Thank you for rescuing me, Medrielle. I intend no disrespect for any of the fine folk at my table, for they are all worthies of Gondor in their own ways, but some of them can be most tiring. Come with me, my helpful friend. I see the hobbits with whom I spoke right over there. The kitchens have been kept busy for days. If such a feast in the Shire is commonplace, that must be a land of plenty. Well, my hobbit friends, does this banquet meet your expectations? Look who it is, Pip, Medrielle, and our friend the foodmonger. Hello there. What do you think, Pip? What would old Flour Dumpling have to say about the courses on offer here? Oh yes, Medrielle. I think the wedding feast can stand quite comfortably alongside the very finest of Shire banquets. Just listen to what we've had already. There's been pottage, breads with butter and honey, plenty of game, coney, venison and boar, roasted meats, beef, mutton and goat, lots of fish, salmon, pike and eel, enough fowl for all, capon, goose, duck, eggs if you want them, just like Grandma used to boil, assorted greens and vegetables if you still got room, savory pies and pastries. I like the one shaped like trees, cheeses and olives, so many cheeses, stewed fruits. Okay. Oh. Apples, pears, plums, and cherries. The desserts have been particularly good. And that's not to mention the wine and ale. Don't forget the mead. To answer your question, Master Foodmonger, I would say this is quite the banquet, and we hobbits heartily approve. I'm pleased, and a little exhausted, to hear it. Enjoy yourselves, my friends. That's quite the long list. I couldn't even keep up. Follow Pippin back to his table? Alright, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, we don't want to interrupt the dance. We made it! Welcome back, Master Peregrine, and greetings to you, Medrielle. Medrielle, it is my pleasure to introduce you to my wife, Gillithol, and I believe you've already met our son, Virgil. He was quite the troublemaker in Minas Tirith, running through the lower tiers with his friends, and he has found new ways to cause mischief in Ithilien. But he's a good lad, and at his age, I was much the same. I must confess to you, I did not think I would be welcome back to the city for the king's wedding, but word was sent to Lord Faramir, and we could not refuse. My husband grieves still for the lives he took. I had told him again and again that his sword had saved the life of Lord Faramir. I know, my dearest, I know. Still, the king's justice was merciful and fair. I'm bored. How long will they dance? Is it almost over? I think it's lovely. How beautiful a queen this elf maiden makes. I heard her brother's arrows can split an orc skull in twain from 300 yards. Virgil's silence. This is not the time to speak of it. I know. That's why I'm bored. Medrielle, I think we should see Grim Redbeard. Okay, I'm following you. His listeners appear in need of rescue. Oh, I guess I'm going on my own. Hello. And so with our horses refreshed, we crossed the Mering Stream and rode hard through the Beacon Hills. We were so close, but not yet close enough. We were beset by orcs and varegs near Amundin. We broke through the line of varegs, but they did not pursue us. I think now I know the reason. They knew the road ahead would be held against us. Thrym pauses his cell, seeming to see you for the first time. Oh, Medrielle, pull up a seat. I was just telling these fine folk of Gondor about some of my recent adventures. In the darkness of night, we came to the western flank of the encampment in the Drudan. And do you know what happened? This is very interesting, but we nearly turned into pincushions by Grimbold's sentries. Can you imagine? Well, in time of war, I myself have. But then, at the last moment, one of the archers recognized me by the specter of my beard. It glowed crimson in the guttering light of their single torch. Is every man a Rohan so bold and yet so protected by fortunate stars? Many, I, but even I am no match for Eomer, who is now king. The tales I could tell you of his courage. Come along, Thrym. Someone at another table wishes to hear of your grand adventures. Ah, who desires to hear such? Oh, that's easy. It's Master Meriadoc. Wait. You will have to thank your halfling friend for us, Medrielle. I might have heard more of Eomer, Father. That reminds me, Medrielle, I was given a message for you. One of the wine stewards came by earlier, before our friend from Rohan launched into his full-throated tale of bravery. The steward asked if we would do him the kindness of delivering you to him if you chanced to come by our table. He said he would be downstairs, Medrielle. Now that I have executed this charge, perhaps I will learn what else my daughter would hear of the new king of Rohan, and why the speaking of his name brings such a blush to her cheeks. Who is she? Lothiriel. I don't know, sounds like she might be a little fond of him. That's so cute. I'll have to look up and see if it's ever mentioned who Eomer marries. Ah, here you are, Medrielle. I'm pleased the Princess Dolamroth gave you my message, for it's an urgent one, and I did not know where else I might turn. There is something of a problem, you see, and I need to ensure it does not get any worse. Some rough sorts have gathered outside. I'm afraid they might intend to disrupt the wedding feast in some way. They were asking for you. Here, take these bottles of wine out to them. It could be that an offering of peace will send them happily on their way. And if not, well, your deeds are well known, and such rough sorts as these may take one look at you and decide it would be best for them to go elsewhere. They're going to take a look at me and decide to go elsewhere. Yeah, maybe once I hit one or two of them with a lightning bolt. Alright, let's go take care of the rabble, shall we? You owe me a drink or three, Medrielle. Oh, guys. But we got to talking. And my companions thought you deserved the honor of a raised glass. Do not be fooled, Medrielle. It was Radnir's idea. Quiet. The chieftain of the Dunedain has his throne. Gondor has its king and queen. The Grey Company fulfilled its oath, and so did you, Runekeeper. To the Grey Company, and to Medrielle. To the Grey Company. Radnir. Who can say when we will all be once again together, Medrielle? Each of us has business elsewhere. Some in the north, some here in the south. It would have been a shame not to mark the occasion. Is that so unusual? We all feel a kinship with each other, born of our shared duty. It is strange to me that we must now separate. Lothar wishes to return to Forest Shell, the land of the snowmen, so I will travel with him part of the way, with some others of the company. Techeron will reside once again in Evendom, but on the way we will pay a visit to Ceradan and learn the tale of his own return to Eriador with our fallen brothers. Idrian and Langlas plan to stay here for a while at Estelden with Mincham. Angwood has not yet decided where he will travel, just that his road lies to the north. If he had a place in mind, he has not shared it with us. I think the wilderness calls to him. Radnir smirks at you. Do you know what calls to me? The food of the Northlands. The food at this feast is too richly made, too covered in sauces, too soft, and there's too much of it. There isn't anything to sink your teeth into, Medrielle. Give me the crusty bread, an old cheese of the Forsaken Inn, a day's ride east of Bree. That is all I need. All right. Hulan. The Grey Company rode from Eriador to aid the chieftain of the Dunedain, and now many of us will return to our homes, but not all. We all have our own reasons, for the king has not set a bond upon us that we do not choose for ourselves. But there remains the question, what shall be done about the land that lies on Gondor's doorstep? Mordor lies there, the Black Land, and who knows what sorceries of the Witch King may lurk within the Morgul Vale. I will help my king to combat these evils, and so too will Dagoras, and Faerun, and Mithrandan. Others of the Grey Company may decide to do the same, but they must choose for themselves. We have done what we intended, but I wager that some may discover they wish to do more. Gondor awaits an era of peace, but it will not arrive without we who are willing to fight for it. Well, gentlemen and ladies, it has been a pleasure. Although technically, we're not finished with them yet. Obviously, that's not a spoiler, because we all know. We all know how the story ends. I played my part as well as I could, Medrielle. Were your friends able to surprise you? The wine steward glances at Thrym Redbeard, whose long-winded description of past glories has shown no signs of cessation. Indeed, he may have started anew. Perhaps if you can go back upstairs and see if my services are needed. I am sure there must be a need for more wine. There simply must. All right. All right, let's go talk to King Elisar. Oh, he's over there. I hope you are enjoying yourself, Medrielle. I confess to you that much of tonight has passed by with dizzying speed, but it is a joyful motion, and I would trade it for nothing else. Might I ask a favor of you? Earlier I spoke with Faramir about a matter of some importance, and I am interested to learn if he has come to a decision. Would you speak with him and determine if this be so? Oh, excuse me. Hello, Faramir. It is a pleasure to speak with you, my friend. I saw you earlier when our halfling friends ran by the table and on their way to do some mischief. It was a spirited chase and brought a smile to my lips that has been rare enough in the days since, well, in the past few days. Faramir falls short, and you take the opportunity to ask if he has considered the topic about which King Elisar inquired. Faramir studied you quietly. He told you not the subject of our discussion. He is more subtle than I expected, or perhaps it is the cand of his queen that makes him so. Ah, Medrielle, you're a friend, so I will speak freely. The king knows that my heart has been captured by the Lady Eowyn of Rohan. She returned to the Rittermark in the company of her brother while they prepare for the funeral of Theoden, and while she has been gone, my heart has been in darkness. Ever she occupies my thought, and I know I will never again feel happiness or joy while we are apart. I dare not hope she feels the same, and I would not, for I would wish her no unhappiness. I'd like to ask for her hand in marriage, but I'm full of worry. Is it just this midsummer's day that makes me dwell upon it? What if she does not feel the same as I? Begging your pardon, Prince Faramir, I'm sorry, for I hate to intrude. You need not apologize, dear Samwise. Well, it seems to me that the folks of the Gondor always make things too complicated. And maybe that's fine and normal down here. But in the Shire, we prize when things are simple. I see. It's true that there's a lot of marriage talk in the air. And it makes me blush to think of it, since I never thought myself the type. But I am rather of a mind to get married myself when this is all over. Do you have a particular girl in mind, Sam? I wager you do. And so what if I do, Mr. Frodo? I think I understand your advice, Master Samwise, and I thank you for your hobbit wisdom. I shall ask for Eowyn's hand when next I see her. Dear me, I am pleased that Prince Faramir has made up his mind, but to be completely honest with you, Medrielle, I had not quite gotten around to the advice I intended to give him. Still, all is well when it ends well, which it will, if Lady Eowyn agrees to his proposal. If she does not, I fear the reputation of hobbit wisdom may suffer in Ithilien and Gondor. Oh dear. A great commotion draws your attention to the west side of the feast hall. Take a deep breath, my friend. All will be well. Now, is there a problem? They just barged in, my king. They are causing commotion in the kitchens. Of whom do you speak? Ah, now I see. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, Grim-Bjarn. You are most welcome here, son of Bjarn. I am told there was to be a feast. Indeed, Grim-Bjarn. Of course, courtesy demands one attend the ceremony before one attends the feast. And you have missed the ceremony. Huh. One wedding is much the same as any other. Is there a place for me? There will always be such a place for you, son of Bjarn, both for your father's heroism and your own. Good. Find a table to your liking, and food will be brought with all haste. I need no servants. I have brought my own. This way. Oh my god. My goodness. Did he train the dogs to walk upright? Yeah, that's a little odd. I expect Grim-Bjarn and his animals will enliven Marathon for a time. Good. It will give us a brief respite from all this celebration. Orwyn and I would like to speak to you, Medrielle, in a more quiet setting. Let us find one. It was getting kind of loud, wasn't it?
I imagine my kingdom has not seen a wedding like this for many, many years.
I see it reflected in the fervor of my people's celebration. The war is ended, and they are gladdened to have joyful cause. We spoke of some trouble in the history of my kingdom, Medrielle. Do you remember? I told you I did not think it would be a problem, and so I still think. I have studied the faces of my people on this midsummer day, and this I have learned. They will come to love their queen. She will be a patient guardian of Gondor and all its folk, as I will be. And together we will restore what glory there is to be had in this age, and whatever ages may come. Thank you for all you have done, Medrielle. I speak not only of your service against the forces of Sauron, but also for all you have done as my dear friend. When at last the history of Gondor is written, One will be counted more important than the other, but know that in my deepest heart I measure them equal, for Aragorn may be selfish, where Elisar may not. He smiles at you, a wolfish grin that brings to mind the shadows of a distant tavern in Breland. But you will not hear me admit it again, my friend. The peace of Middle-earth must come above my own happiness.
There were days when it seemed the shadow would never pass. But
Thank you
it
for
has
lending
lifted
such
at
support as you
last.
have to my husband. During your adventures and his, there were days when it seemed the shadow would never pass, but it has lifted, and not on its own terms. No, it was through the efforts of many folks all throughout Middle-earth, and yours not least of all. Our wedding has been everything for which I hoped, and I am certain my husband feels the same. Arwen looks around the throne room, and in the dim light of the grand chamber, you see an amused smile dance across her fair features. But we will need to do something about the throne, she remarks. What? That? That's not so bad. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a throne made all out of iron swords. Now, we need to go talk to Mithrandir. Or Gandalf, as everyone calls him. Oh! Wow. The floor was invisible for a minute.
It has been some time since Gondor saw such revelry.
The folks thirsted for it without knowing what they desired. Such a night of celebration will be good for them. The peace of Middle-earth is hard won, my dear Runekeeper, but it must be defended if it is to remain secure. Not all threats are gone with Sauron, as you well know, and other evils there are in the wide world that must be faced with bravery and resolve. Can I count on you to continue to stand against these dangers, Medrielle, so that the love we celebrated today can last into the days and months ahead? A wedding is a beginning, my friend, and so is this great wedding, for there are those in the world that will see the joy of it and resent its presence. My time on these shores draws nigh, my friend, and I want to know that these lands will know peace beyond my departure. I will be counting on you for this, Medrielle, or for those you chose to follow in your stead. Someone will need to defend the happiness we saw today. Someone will need to safeguard the peace of Middle-earth. We will speak of these matters again, my friend. For now, you should do as does the city. Eat, drink, and be merry. And it says the story continues in future updates. He realizes I'm an elf. I'm probably going to do what most of the elves do and depart Middle-earth. I guess I have to choose somebody to follow in my footsteps, right? Now that we've done that, let's head back into the feasting hall. Because we left off, we were quieting tables. Where? Ah, over here. Well, fortunately for us, we don't have too many left. It's quite a joyful tune, isn't it? Very triumphant. Alright, talk to Aragorn.
You have my thanks, and those of the High Queen.
Allow me to offer a toast, my friend. Be seated if you wish. You have my thanks, and those of the High Queen.
May you all evermore find yourselves surrounded by family and friends. And together, may we share in the love that binds us as one.
All right. And I believe, yep, I was right about that. So, each day you could come back, you can take a quest from a different member of the Fellowship. So, Merry will have one, Pippin will have one, Legolas and Gimli, Samwise, I believe Frodo has one. I want to say somebody else has one too, I cannot remember. But I don't think we're going to get around to doing all of them before the festival is over. Well, at least we got to see the wedding feast quest chain, which was kind of fun. Oop. And now, Miss Medrielle is going to head off and do some festivaling because I did finally look in her wardrobe and she does not have the cosmetics, so I'm going to need to get those for her. Next time, well, we will probably be back in Dunland doing whatever it was. I'll have to remember. But until then, bye for now.